Hello my babies, welcome. Today, for the very first time, I'm going to take you into this shed, and as you can see it is an actual shed. It's not some half a workplace or a YouTuber's rich garage or anything. It's a rickety old piece of shit, but it's served me very nicely. As we enter the shed, I've got all my bikes here. I've got the Simpsons, the Puch, the whatever the hell's under there. I have got my Speed Triple and my CBR. Now, the reason for this particular video is because tomorrow is the MotoGP Grand Prix of the Netherlands, and that's in Assen. But that also means that we've only got one week to go until the BromfieTTs, or the Moped TT. It's a very, very big event. I think about 800 or 900 mopeds are going to be there, and we're going to be riding on the TT track. Now, in a recent Instagram post, I asked you guys which moped should I take, and as you can see right here, I've got my daily black Puch Maxi. That's definitely coming because my girlfriend is going to be riding that, and there is some work to be done on it. I know for a fact that it needs a new Kickstarter gear, and I've got that laying around, and behind that is the pink little chopper bike, and that needs some work as well. At least it's going to need the brake line doing and maybe some further just cleaning it up a bit. Funnily enough, after years of being a complete asshole, the Simpson right now is the only bike that doesn't need any work doing to it. I do, however, have something for it. Most of the votes went to this thing, and I've already taken some of the boxes off, and there was some other trash in front of it, but this thing is coming up later. Hasn't been out for about 3 or 4 years maybe. I really genuinely don't even know if this runs. Now, before we start work, we might have a look at the things we're working with. First off, it's only going to be a couple of bits and bobs, so it's not going to be anything major. We've got this kickstand. It is made to fit like somewhere on the rear axle. So you put it on the rear axle here, and this is going to be your chain tensioner. And I don't really like the look of how that fits, so might have to do some welding on that, but we'll see. Other than that, for the Simpson, I've also got this very cool set of pink Pro Grip grips. Also, really small job, no biggie. The only really mechanical thing I need to do is to install this, which is the Kickstarter gear, or the pickup gear for the black Puch Maxi. It's really worn out on that thing, and that means the Kickstarter doesn't work, so I'll have to fix it. Right now I've got the Puch Maxi just tilted on its side a bit so I don't spill all the oil once I remove the side cover. That little thing. First, obviously, get this out. Job done! And then we turn our attention to the side cover. Now, first off, I need to get the side cover off. With these Kickstart engines, the biggest fault I come across is these two rings. Most engines I take apart, 1 or 2 are missing, and they're supposed to be there. They're like a bit, they're like shims, or if you forget them, you're going to really f up that engine. I'm just going to put them on the shafts. They're going to go on later anyway. Do a bit of a cleanup. Obviously, we're going to have to get some new sealant on this later on. To actually get this nut off, which is attached to the crankshaft, as you can see, it spins around. This is a metric 19, but I'm going to have to stop the piston from moving, and therefore I'm going to use a piston stop. Dirty, yeah, but the color's not off. It's obviously been in some salt sometime. Now this is my piston stopper. Just put this inside the spark plug hole. You don't have to tighten anything, just get it in there. As you can see, now the crankshaft won't rotate anymore, which means I can go and get my 19 and then easy peasy Oh no, I dropped it in oil. It just came from oil. This is the one we're replacing. If you can see, already worked on this a lot, and it's worn. Clutch doesn't have to come out, no problem. All I've got to do is put this ring back on, and it moves about freely until you put the rest on. This washer here can just go on the back of the bolt, which is always a bit finicky. Then get the Kickstarter sprocket or gear, or whichever way you want to call it, back on. Then as you can see, that ring is always going to be a dick about things. You just politely move it up a bit and make sure that sits right. And it does. Pretty much, job done. To get it closed up again, first we need to clean it off, and I've got some brake cleaner here, I've got some paper here, I've got some red silicone gasket maker high temperature, which is not edible. Let's get all the residue off there as well. Then obviously we do the same thing to the other side. I've got this bunch of red goo, and well, the opening never really seems to work as well as they hope it does. So what I'm going to do is just spread it on there with my fingers, which is probably going to make some purists scream and shout. Close up. All we need to do is just clean that up a bit, get the piston stop out, get the spark plug back in by hand as far as you can. Again, not torquing anything down. I am a complete badass. Seems to work. Now, will it run? I don't know. It hasn't run in a long time, so we shall see. It's still shit. It's still shit. It's still shit.